Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Vicki-Lynne and this is my channel. This is Cooking Vegan with Vicki. So glad you guys decided to pop in. Today we're going to make some broccoli tater tots, and these ones are going to be oil-free and salt-free. These are delicious and they're a great go-to snack. And I always like to batch cook them and keep them in the freezer. Whenever I want some, I just throw them into the air fryer or the oven and they're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our frozen hash browns. This is the easiest way, but you could use already par-cooked potatoes if you had them, or sweet potatoes. You can mix them up with whatever potatoes you want. So I'm actually just using the frozen hash browns. I'm going to put them in a steamer on the pot, and I'm going to use about 2/3 of this bag. This is about 30 ounces, so we're going to say 20 ounces or so. And take some, leave some, again, however much you want to make. So there. So we're just going to steam those. Those are going to steam for a couple of minutes, and while those are steaming, I'm just going to chop my broccoli, and the broccoli is also going to be steamed. Super simple. We're just going to steam everything, throw it in a bowl, and mix it up. So what we're going to use in this recipe for some spices, and again, the recipe will be down below, is for our seasoning, we're going to have some onion powder, some garlic powder. I'm putting in some chopped chives, some basil, some oregano, and some parsley. And then the secret ingredient is actually going to be miso today. And that's going to give it that umami flavor and the salt flavor without adding any extra salt. So again, we're just going to cut this, chop this, dice this, small pieces. It's literally going to steam for a minute. We just want to soften it slightly. Okay, maybe 3 minutes, but so now, if this is your first time to my channel, again, my name is Vicki-Lynne, and I'm just here to show you some great vegan recipes, and to show you that vegan food has come a long way since back in the day where everybody thought, you know, vegans ate hay. And we don't. We eat some very good recipes, some very good food, tasty, nutritious. So I do try to just be more plant-based. But every once in a while I do treat myself to some more processed vegan food. And so if you see any recipes here that you like, share them with a friend. If you're liking these videos, if you've been back, thank you. If you're new here, send me a message down below. Let me know where you live, what kind of recipes that you do like, and where you are in your journey, because life is definitely a journey. So I'm just going to get this all chopped up. And again, our potatoes are only going to take a few minutes. Okay, so I believe our potatoes are steamed enough. And that sound, let me move this over here so I burn myself. And that sound was my oven that was preheated to 400 degrees. Let me just try to get the potatoes out of here. We're gonna put them in a bowl. See if I can get this out easier. There we go. There we go. So these are hot. I'm gonna put them in our bowl. And now we're just going to put our cauliflower in, and we're gonna let that steam for a couple of minutes. Okay. There we go. And put our lid back on. heat back on. We're gonna literally let those steam for a couple of minutes. Now, while the potatoes are still hot, I'm gonna add the miso because we want to incorporate that while it's hot so it'll blend in. And the other thing we're gonna add to this is we're gonna add a little bit of nutritional yeast so they can be kind of like cheesy broccoli bites. And again, we just want the miso to sit there while and I'm gonna add the dry ingredients. Now the recipe will be down below. And again, if you're enjoying these, just subscribe, give me a big thumbs up. That really actually helps me. And leave me any comments, anything you wanna see, anything you think would be good information, any of that. Okay, so we're just gonna blend this in and the miso's blending nicely. And we do wanna just toss this just to kind of cool it a little bit because we are gonna have to work with our hands. This smells so good. And mix up your flavors, change your spices, do any kind of flavoring that you normally like. And if you have any interesting flavors that you think would be really cool in a tater tot, I'd love to know that. Okay, so we're just gonna add a little bit. I think I added about 1.5 tablespoons of the nutritional yeast. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so I think the broccoli is now steamed. You can always steam this in the microwave if you like. I don't use the microwave all that much, so I'd rather just steam it this way. Okay, now the broccoli's hot. We're gonna dump that in. There we go. That is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let this cool down. And once it's cooled down to work with our hands, we're gonna just start mashing it all together. So we're just gonna let this all now cool. All right, so now our potatoes and our cauliflower have cooled enough to handle them. You can also, again, use mashed potatoes. So you're just gonna form them in your hands, just squeeze them. You can form them into any shape you want. I'm gonna try to go for a little bit like a tater tot, but you can do whatever you want. And you're gonna put them on a silpat or parchment paper. And again, like I said before, you can change up the flavorings. You can add whatever you want. I did some smoked paprika this time. Sometimes I just use regular paprika, just depending. I like to switch it up every once in a while. And I find the nutritional yeast gives it a nice little umami flavor too to go along with that miso that we put in here. So we're just going to form our little tater tots. And that's all. We're not using anything to hold them together. We're not using any eggs or egg substitutes. We're just pressing them. And again, if you have leftover mashed potatoes, this makes it super easy, and you can add any other vegetables that you want. Doesn't have to be broccoli, whatever you have. I've also done them with zucchini and some grated carrot, which is also very good. And these are great for kids. They're very kid-friendly. They're economical, so much easier than buying them, and you know what's going in them. There we go. So we're just gonna get another pan of these in. So I have some already in the oven, ready to come out. And I would cook them at 400 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes, just depending. And again, it goes by kind of the size that you're making. So if you're making them even bigger, cook them a little longer. Just take a look at them. They would be great in the air fryer. And what I normally do is just cook them part of the way, say for 10 minutes, and then freeze them. And then you can just stick them into your air fryer whenever you want, pull them out of the freezer or your oven. All right, so we're all finished forming our tater tots. You can make them patties, you can make them balls, whatever you want. We're gonna put these ones in the oven. And again, we're at 400 degrees. Oh, gonna take those ones out. They look delicious. Okay, so we're gonna put those in. Now just look how lovely those are. They're all toasty and brown. So I think those were in for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna serve them up. So now you can serve these with ketchup or barbecue sauce or any of your favorite dipping sauces. I like mine plain. And look how nice and toasty brown. And again, no oil, no salt, and they do taste delicious. There you go. Give these tater tots a try. And again, if you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.